she act like this, especially the white fans. Even Shaq tried to give her a little hint and told her go dunk in your panties.
They only get paid $75,000 a year, so you have to market yourself outside of basketball to get that
pussy. They're pussy.
So we back with another
on this situation.
It's just pure hate, racism, scared.
On whose part?
Oh, on. Okay, so basically, the WNBA, which is which I would say maybe 70%. Okay, maybe let's say 60%. It's probably black women.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They're scared of this girl.
Why?
They are fucking terrified of this girl because she's that good.
Okay.
Yeah, because she's that good. Caitlin Clark has everything. Caitlin Clark can shoot. You know what I mean? She can pass the ball. She can. So I mean, you talked about Angel Reese one time. And I said she needs to go back and learn the fundamentals. I don't know. Was it me you that had that conversation?
Yeah,
I'm not sure. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Bro, so let me see how I can explain this. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese comparison. It's like comparing. To me, my opinion, it's like comparing Steph Curry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm talking about level of. I'm not saying she's on Steph Curry's level.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. Okay. So just imagine comparing Steph Curry to somebody who's. I want to say a guy who's in college, but that's not even a fair comparison.
Put it in football.
Because, like I said, in football terms, so I would say you're comparing someone like say KDB with someone that plays in not even the Championship or League One.
Okay.
And even with that said, that's not a fair comparison. Right. Someone that plays in non-league, even someone that plays in non-league. Bro, I played non-league football and I was pretty good.
Yeah.
So so basically, you can go on YouTube and see clips of and did you see that bounce pass she just played? I've never seen a girl make that pass in the NBA. Watch this.
Yeah,
this is the one she did to the side. You can put up clips where you can see Angel Reese missing multiple layups. Bro, layups is like missing an open goal, literally, in football. You know what I'm saying to you? Yeah. Layups is the easiest thing. You know what I mean? People say, what did McNeil say in one of his songs about how he knows how to make money like layups or something like that. Right. Don't quote me, but something along those lines. So basically trying to say it's so easy for him to make money.
Yeah.
You understand? Because layups are that easy.
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark can pull up anywhere and shoot. She makes her teammates better. That's the job of a point guard. You got to bring your teammates into the game.
Yeah.
You know? For me, right, it's all just petty and personal in the WNBA. Like I said, this whole race is unreal. People are seeing, they're so threatened about this girl. Please don't even let me get started on this stupid woman you got on the screen right now. She's a so-called she's an ex-WNBA player. She's such a hater. A typical angry black woman who you're looking at here. We need to play this clip, please. And I'll carry on after this. Angry black woman, sorry, is what I meant to say. That's what you're looking at.
Familiar with these situations? I think you've always been, like Cheryl said, you grab your own teammate, because when you step in, things will tend to happen when you try to mess with them.
Let me just a little context, right? So what really kicked off this whole Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese situation again is this. There was an incident that happened in the game they played recently, where Indiana Fever, that's Caitlin Clark's team, absolutely annihilated is it Chicago Sky, the team that Angel Reese played with. Absolutely tore them to shreds. I think they won that game by over 30 or so points. And in basketball, come on, that's like what PSG just did to this guys. Now, during the game, there was an incident that happened where Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark fouled Angel Reese, okay, and Angel Reese flopped. She completely flopped, and jumped up and tried to punch. She was going for her head, literally. She was going for her. Can you see all these things that's happening to her? Now, I'll come back and address that. But yeah, this is the incident right here. So she shoves her teammate. Caitlin Clark fouls her, which they tried to say was a flagrant foul. You see how she flopped there? Yeah. Right? Look how she flopped. She didn't push you for you to flop like that. She just went for the ball and hit her arm. This is what they call it a flagrant foul. If flagrant foul, for those who don't know, for our viewers watching, is a hard foul in basketball. That was not a hard foul. She went for the ball and hit the girl's arm, and she flopped like she did. Then she got up and went for Caitlin Clark. Yeah, true. Caitlin Clark's teammate was the one that held her back. Caitlin Clark just turned around and walked off, because this is not a full clip of that incident. Yeah. Caitlin Clark turned around and walked off straight away. And Angel Reese went for her, but it's a teammate that jumped in and grabbed Angel Reese. Let's see, we should find a note. That's this clip here, where she's standing next to the ref. No, go back to those. Yeah, the one that had the grid with all the different clips. Yeah, the one just before. Yeah, so if you look at the one on the bottom, not the bottom left, next to the bottom. No. The one she's walked. That one. No, the one you just touched first. Go back. The one above where the cursor is. Right above where the cursor is. Yeah, this one. Oh, okay. I thought that was just. Okay, wait. No, that's not the incident. Yeah, that's not the incident. Sorry, I thought that was the incident. Was you see when she fouled her? It was that game, so she just turned around and walked off. Yeah. The one we just saw earlier on, I think Angel Reese was wearing white. Anyway, she fouls her and she walks off, but Angel Reese went for her.
Yeah.
Okay, but luckily one of the teammates stepped in. If you go back to that clip of the lady I was talking about, the black lady, they will show the full clip in that scene because they talked about it and they put the clip. And that was what caused this whole thing. So what I'm trying to say now is this: if she jumped up and reacted that way because it was Caitlin Clark,
of course, I've
seen another game where she got fouled a lot harder than that. Yeah. By another chick who's black. She never reacted that way.
Of course.
This is not a white and black thing, yeah? This is the Caitlin Clark, a white and black thing, or this white and this black girl thing. Because this thing started from when they were in high school, right? Remember, we've covered this before. From when they were in high school, yes. So when they were in college, I'm sorry. Yeah. That initial, when they were in college, where that particular time, Angel Reese, her team got the better of. They beat Caitlin Clark's team. Yeah. But that's where this whole thing started from. Yeah. Now, this girl is taking over the NBA. Sure. In her rookie season, she's broken the assist record. Sorry, rookie season or the second season. Her rookie season, you're breaking assist record. People are hating on this girl because she's white. There's no fans tuning in to watch this girl. She's a white girl. There's no fans tuning in to watch. There's a notion that this black American chicks think the game is for black people. Yes. And you got a black chick coming in now to dominate the league. Yes. She's got everybody baffled. Even people like this lesbian chick that Donald Trump, the one they pardoned, that butch, what's her name?
Brittany Griner.
Yes.
It was.
They all got something to say about. It was Biden. I'm sorry, they pardoned her. Because I'm sure, because I know for oh my god, I'm that disrespect Donald Trump like that. Donald Trump would have done that. You know. Yeah. So that's where this is stem. That's where this stem from the high school, the college days in basketball. Yeah. Because they're not in the same league. If you ask me. Yeah. Before we need to watch this clip, please, because you need to see this stupid woman's reaction. All right.
They're just trying to get control of the game. That's not
no, they weren't. No, they were trying. Listen, they call softer flagrant fouls in the NBA.
I said it's also.
So that's a flagrant foul.
That's not a flagrant foul.
Okay.
Angels foul.
So Don, you see where the problem is, right?
Yeah.
You have 1, 2, 3, 4 men. Then you invite a woman, and you can see how she's talking. You can see her emotions. The man that look, that's not a flagrant foul. She's like,
of course,
she's holding her arms. She's like,
yes, no. Even before, yes, you can say that. You can see your energy already. Sorry, bro, just 1 second. This guy, this is Gilbert Arenas. Yeah. It was a top NBA player. The other guy next to him, the guy sitting closest to that lady in white, Kenyon Martin, and another top player in his day. And over on the other side is Nick Young, NBA champion. Right. This guy in the middle is just this guy in the middle now, the one who's got the Gil's Arena t-shirt on, that you got the circle around, the curse around, is Gil's childhood friend, who's a co-host on the show. Right. Yeah. So this woman is an ex-WNBA player. And these are seasoned NBA vets. Right. People who play the game at a very high level. Yeah. Now, I just want to say that before we carry on. Go on.
Right, so somebody that's strong, somebody that's solid, that right there doesn't make them push. Like you gotta open up. That's like the Embiid. That's that Embiid flop where I'm trying to sell this.
So here's my thing. You're saying that's not a flagrant, and I think it depends on the angle and all those things. All right, fine. But my thing is, had Angel or anyone else done the exact same type of a foul to Caitlin, the storyline is different.
Okay. You hear that?
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
The hypothetical. Yeah, of course.
No, I sent you another clip where Stephen A. Smith was addressing this. We'll go through that clip after this very briefly also, and you can hear what this stupid black chicks on that show was saying also. But go on.
Here's the
it is.
With these,
back to last year though, Gil. Like everybody was like, "Oh my God, they're trying to take Caitlin out." No, like they were just hard foul.
But it's still body size.
But the story, no, even from guards.
What I'm saying is a guard, like if a guard, someone, if I got to try to foul him to stop him, my hit on him has to match his power. So if he's trying to go for the dunk, I got to really grab on him to wasn't. If I'm trying to go up, any hit from him, I'm hurt.
So is there not a rule? The question of if you're not making a play on the ball, it's a flagrant.
Man, come on with that.
Wasn't a play on the ball, though.
You're holding the ball.
She didn't go for the ball.
So if I give you a hand one, then what?
She didn't go for the ball.
So I'm supposed to give you a hand one?
No, it's a hard foul.
Yeah, so it's not a flagrant.
But she didn't go for the ball.
Yes, she did.
Well, so when you think about the game of basketball,
should we go to Stephen A?
Yes, please. It's all energy, rubbish. It's talking shit, total rubbish. Yeah. What this stupid girl doesn't realize is Caitlin Clark's teammate saved her ass, because if she touched her, she would have been out.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, because she was clearly going to hit her until that girl got in the way and held her back. So she kind of saved you from. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, the only reason she reacted that way is because it was Caitlin Clark. Nobody else. I've seen that girl get fouled multiple times, way harder than that. She didn't even get up. She didn't even react. She just got up and got on with the game. Right. But now, because you know that girl that you hate so much, as you know, this is the same. This. Go on.
Guys like us who have been studying black people very closely for the past 10, 15 years, like, I'm not surprised or shocked or outraged by this. And I know why Angel Reese doesn't like Caitlin Clark. it's not to do with Iowa against LSU or that rivalry or you can't see me or all that stuff. It's just a simple fact of I hate this fucking white bitch. That is all. And
this white bitch is better than me. You missed. There's a big part you missed out there. This white bitch is better than me, way better than me. I can't do what she does. I can't shoot like she shoots. I can't handle the ball like she does. The thing is, I don't know how Kate Clark got to the WNBA because every time I watch this girl, I've never seen anything that makes this girl a decent basketball player. I don't know how she got there. But yes, I'm telling you.
She's hot.
Listen,
she's attractive for.
Apart from the fact that she looks good, that's about the only reason she's where she is. There's nothing else. She cannot play the game.
True.
She cannot play the game. The only thing she does is rebound. And how the fuck aren't you rebounding that tall? Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Because just for anyone that doesn't know, rebound is when you go and catch a ball that's not gone into you, that's deflected off the whatever.
Yeah.
You've gone for the ball. Someone's against you. You've gone for the rebound. You got the ball before anybody else. That's all she's good for. I can't see anything else that she does on that basketball court.
Yeah.
Before you play, pause it, let me say something, make a point here. What you didn't carry on, we didn't see from that clip from that lady is the black lady that was talking just now. Yeah. She said, my problem is, I didn't have a problem with the foul, but my problem is, when you foul somebody that hard, you should be able to stand on it and face, what she's trying to say is face the consequence. She wants them to fight. Dumbass dead old woman. She wants them to fucking, because she knows that if it was a fight thing, Angel Reese is obviously bigger than them. She's probably thinking Angel Reese will overpower and beat her up. Because that's what they all want to see.
That is exactly done.
That's what they all want to see. Exactly. She says, she's saying that I don't have a problem with the foul, which is bullshit. We know that anyway. But she's saying, my problem is, when you foul someone like that, you have to be ready to stand on it. She wants them to scrap. That's what she wants.
Stand on business. Stand on business, right?
Yes. She wants us to stand on business, basically. So it wasn't to scratch her up and pull her hair and do all this. That's what she wants.
That's what they do in high school.
Yes.
You beat up the white girl. We've seen videos like this on Twitter for ages. Elbow the white girl, kick the white girl. The white girl just beat her up. And so the fact that a white girl has gone through all that and now she has entered the WNBA and she's good in spite of the fouls. I mean, when we're looking for this clip, you saw all the fouls and injuries.
Bro, that was how they tried to bully her during a rookie season. All those, all you have to do is pull up clips of fouls on Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Sometimes she doesn't have the ball.
Yeah, no, that's what
it's crazy.
Done.
Yeah.
What I'm talking about is not even WNBA or Caitlin Clark. I'm talking about the videos that we used to watch when we're discussing black crime, black hostility against white people in high schools. And whenever it's a sports thing, whether it's American football, whether it's basketball, girls basketball, there's always a violent act done by the blacks against the whites. It is just a normal, I don't use the word normal, but it's a common occurrence. So when I see Angel Reese, being aggressive and all the other blacks being aggressive against Caitlin Clark, it doesn't surprise me. It's part of the pattern I've noticed for the past 10 to 15 years. So the issue now is that this Caitlin girl she's a superstar now. She's straight, she's white, she has a boyfriend, right? And she's bringing so many eyes to the sport, meaning that she's getting paid.
The game, exactly.
She's getting paid a lot of money, and everybody knows the impact of Caitlin Clark on the WNBA today.
Bro, to add to what you just said, she's even raised the standard of the league. They should be grateful to this girl. They all get more money because of Caitlin Clark. Because it's more, every game Caitlin Clark plays is sold out.
Bro, on our last video talking about Angel Reese, she basically told you what her feelings are on it. Don't you remember when she was talking about her rookie salary and saying that the rookies coming behind her are going to be getting paid more money than she? The reason why is because of Caitlin Clark.
Yep. Simple as that.
So if you add in all these things, for me, I boil it down to simple fact of she's white and they're black. And the rate of violence between black and white people is 93% black on white. That is the rate. If there's a violent incident if there's an interracial violent incident in America, 93% of the time it's black on white. Whatever
that lady, that lady Cheryl Hoops Swoops, whatever her name is, the one that was talking on Gil Arena's podcast. Yeah. Absolutely delusional. Her statement. What I want you to do, just for whatever purposes, just watch that again later on and listen to the whole thing she was talking about. She's fucking delusional.
Bro, look at her.
She's fucking delusional. Black woman.
Just from her name.
Of course, exactly. So fucking ghetto. You and the thing is, I guess it's for content purposes, yeah. But I don't know why they keep having. I've seen her on this show a couple of times anyway. I don't know why they keep inviting her to the show because she does nothing good for the show. You know what I mean? That's probably one of the. She does nothing good for the show. She doesn't bring anything. She just bring so negative. But then again, this is what content creation is all about these days. They want both sides, and they want because that will get them clicks. That will get them views. Yeah, keep having on the show.
The stupid woman comes. The stupid woman comes and says the delusional thing, and therefore people react, and then people say women.
Absolutely.
Then Gilbert Arenas come and say no, we support women. You know, it allows you to keep your engagement going.
It's crazy.
It's unfortunate. So for me, now that we've established that the reason for the violence against Caitlin Clark by Angel Reese and other blacks and other people who are enjoying the violence is because she's white. We've established that. But this is now the second part of the problem that I want to show you.
Bro, yeah, let me say something before you go on.
Yeah,
I don't agree that just because she's white, yeah, that's a major reason. Another big reason is her skill set.
okay.
This is skill set that a lot of these veterans in the game, even so-called veterans currently in the NBA, don't have. They don't possess a lot of these fucking skill set,
Right.
and that's fucking eating them up from the inside. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
because of these two girls, I've started following. I'm not sitting and watching full length game because I can't anyway. They don't show it, so I watch clips, and it's because of these two girls, I'll go and pull up clips, highlights of their games,
Yeah.
because I don't like to talk on things I haven't properly gone through or watched properly. I can't be giving opinions on stuff I haven't had a proper look at. Yeah, but because of what happened in that LSU game, the LSU game when they were in college,
Yeah.
I wanted to see what the outcome was when these girls got to the league and how they performed. Even people that have been in the league 4 or 5 years are fucking shit scared of this girl. They're scared, intimidated, terrified. And they can't hide it anymore because it's obvious for everybody to see. Please, let's go on. And we need to play that clip, the Stephen A clip I talked about also after this, please.
Yeah, we'll go back to it. So the point I was making was that we know that there is a hostility of blacks against whites, and she's aware of it. Caitlin Clark knows. You know, I told you that.
Of course she is.
Right from high school, there is a violent hostility of blacks against whites. She cannot deny, as somebody who plays basketball, she cannot deny that exists. She has no right to deny. But look at what she said. This is Fox News. Caitlin Clark admits feeling privileged as a white person and says that the WNBA was built on black players.
Yeah.
Right? So,
Right.
instead of you to just play the game, keep your mouth shut, and do what you're doing, you're now turning around to make it about race. That, oh, the reason I won this award of Rookie of the Year, the reason I am Time Athlete of the Year is because I'm a woman and I have privilege. No, you were beaten up in high school by black people. What privilege is that? And she says, after she entered the league, there are several comments about her being white. WNBA's MVP and this person said, Clark being white is a huge thing when it comes to her popularity. Team Reese even said that there has been a lot of racism from Iowa and Indiana Fever fans. Connecticut Sun said that they poked her in the eye. Can you imagine? So you have somebody called D. Johnny Carrison, whatever that name means, poked her in the eye during a Connecticut playoff win over Fever, and she had already previously criticized Caitlin Clark for not doing what to call her racist. So you poke her in the eye.
Yeah, yeah. And even then, that's another hater right there. Aja Wilson.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
That one, the one that.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Not the Dejanay girl, obviously. Yeah, Aja Wilson.
Yeah.
She's another hater. right there.
So
I read something about her. She's blaming the sales of her sneakers on the fact racism, that people are not buying it because she's black. But go on. Yeah.
Okay, but people are buying Jordans because he's white. So my problem with white people and Caitlin Clark in this instance is the constant capitulation, the constant apology for being white, the constant just the constant capitulation. And they think white people are guilty into behaving like this because they think that if I stand up and admit that yes, I'm privileged, if I stand up and admit that yes, I'm white, they think that the black people will understand and accept that, oh, I am not racist. Unlike the other, all other white people are racist except me, Caitlin Clark, because I have admitted to my privilege, and it's my privilege that makes them pick me over the rest of you dirty niggas as Rookie of the Year. So I've acknowledged my privilege. Please don't hit me in the face. Don't poke me in the eye. You understand what I mean? And it doesn't work. It doesn't work. You should be able to stand up on stage and say, look, I got here. I didn't wear a weave. I'm not a lesbian. You know, I love God and I love men. You understand? Like, you should be able to speak against what has been, shoved down your throat from a very young age. There's no such thing as privilege when it comes to a white person. After all, if you want to name a Mount Rushmore of the greatest NBA players, it's difficult to get a white person in there. It's difficult, because the top 3 will always be black, right? Right now, you always be black, and that's how basketball is concerned. So
top 10 probably top 10 is black or blacks even.
Yeah.
Probably only Larry Bird will get into that top, if anything, if at all. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So other than that,
and the thing is, the NBA has been successfully taking over, right? In terms of it's now basically considered a black sport. Yeah, it has. That's, when Max Kellerman gives an opinion, everyone's like, "What are you talking about?" When Skip Bayless says something, everyone's like, "Oh, what are you talking about?" That I know Max Kellerman is retarded, right? I understand that he's retarded.
Please don't mention Skip Bayless, I beg you.
No, but I know, but that's my point. I'm saying that in addition to their generally stupid takes, and more importantly, is that they're white. So even in Charles Barkley or any of these other basketball pundits, their views, their opinions are regarded with more weight. A, because they play the game, and B, because they're black. So if a white person, think about this. Don't. How many white people who play the game are currently pundits of basketball?
not unless really they have a platform, maybe like a podcast or whatever, but on those bigger platforms like CBS and TNT. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I said not unless. Yeah, not like I'm saying. I'm trying to say not unless they have what they do on a podcast, on their own personal podcast. They're not on TNT or CBS or one of those networks or
that's my point.
ESPN.
My point is that when it comes to punditry on major sports network television, you don't even see white players giving opinions on basketball. That is how dominant blacks have been in the sport.
No. Of course, I'm not just disputing that at all.
Right. So what I'm trying to say is that how come, in light of that reality, that black people, despite being only 30% of the population of America, make up 90% of basketball punditry. They make up 70% of NBA players. In fact, who was it recently? I think Gilbert or somebody like that was talking about the fact that there are no good white American basketball players. That the only people who are coming in and playing well and doing whatever and are white are from Europe. It is the Europeans.
Yeah, of course.
All them Doncic and
of course.
That's my favorite pedophile. What's his name?
Yeah, Doncic, there's Jokic. Yeah, those guys.
My favorite player. And Giddy. You understand? So they can come out openly and say that look, we are taking over basketball. Even the American white can't even play the game anymore. And you think about it, you look at all these videos of violence in schools and that exclusion. Generally, like as I said, even Colin talked about it. Colin used to play basketball. As soon as 1965 came around, integration, that was the end. Like the blacks just come in, the teams will just start pushing them in. They use basketball as a way to deter crime. You know that, right? Like they do all these basketball programs of midnight basketball and all those funny things to get black kids into basketball in the hope that, oh yes, maybe if they're playing basketball, they won't be going around killing people.
Robbing people, starting
exactly. So now through those programs, they go into schools, they go into colleges. So where is the white privilege that Casey Clark is talking about? Where does that exist? And she's saying that based only on her skin, not realizing that the world is bigger than, or the sport of basketball is bigger than the color of your skin. Clearly, because if it was just skin color, then Dirk Nowitzki will be the greatest basketball player, and the last white American basketball player of any nation was Larry Bird.
Whoa, track back. What was that about Dirk Nowitzki? No disrespect to Dirk. Dirk is a Hall of Famer. But what do you say?
No, I'm saying that if it was just about being white, right? Like
if it was just, let me understand what you're trying to say. If it was just white players in the NBA, is that what you're saying?
No. What I'm saying is that Casey Clark is wrong to talk about.
No, not the Casey Clark part. Yeah, I got that bit. Yeah, I'm trying.
I want to say that her comment on the skin color being a factor is clearly only relying on the shade of her skin, right? And I'm saying that the skin, or the color of your skin, is not sufficient to gain you the privilege that you're saying that you have, because if it was, then like Dirk Nowitzki would be like a much more bigger mentioned and recognized and acknowledged name in today's discussions. You know what I mean? We still talk about MJ, right? But we don't talk about Dirk Nowitzki. So one thing that his privilege, like the privilege that comes with being white,
as great as Dirk Nowitzki was. No, that's not a good comparison.
No, I'm not making a comparison at all. What I'm trying to say is that she's hiding behind the skin color.
Of course, yeah, I get that. Yeah.
There's nothing else to.
She's trying to appease people. Yeah, she's trying to.
Thank you very much.
She's not trying to ruffle any feathers.
That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that as a white girl who survived, right? Who survived?
Made it.
Yeah, who survived the black violence? Who survived injuries? Who survived all these attacks? She should be able to stand up and say, "Look, I conquered you guys. I've conquered you guys again." You know what I mean? I'm not saying she should say it in those words. I'm saying that she should at least have some edge to her. Because her capitulation is not helping her. She said these things last year. This year, she's being elbowed by Angel Reese or whatever. People are elbowing her today. She said all this last year. She announced that, yes, I apologize for being white. Oh, the NBA belongs to black people. I will give my award to a black person. I will give back every good thing that accrues to me as a Kevin Clark. I will give it all to black people. Instead of her to stand there, be tall, and encourage. Black people encourage black girls all the time. Do they not? Oh, I'm doing this for a little black girl that doesn't believe that she can do it. Well, Kevin Clark should be able to stand up and say, I do it for all the white girls who have been victimized, who have been subject to bullying, who have been attacked, whose hair have been grabbed and dragged across the floor. Be proud of your hair, be proud of being white, be proud of your skin. Why can't she say that? The same way black people can say it. But she chooses to do something. Let's see what the lawyer has to say.
To take fouls, but I'd rather give up 2 points. I've watched a lot of basketball in my life. That's exactly what it was. I wasn't trying to do anything malicious. That's not the type of player I am.
Can you take us through the flagrant foul from your perspective? Just what you saw that play out and interpreted what happened.
Basketball play, refs got it right. Move on.
Pause it, please. She was told to say that.
Yeah, that was it.
She was told to say that. Yeah. That's what they told her to say in the media. Don't drag it out, just say this. She was told exactly what to say. And demeanor tells you that she was told to say that. She wanted to say a lot more. and she wanted to fight Caitlin Clark again if she was anywhere close by. You could tell she wanted to say a lot more. Oh yeah, go on. That's it.
If the player.
Oh my God. 2 megastar players. 2. Jesus Christ. Go on, please.
Are unblocked.
My question.
Listen to my guy. Don't worry.
I asked a question.
No. As soon as Stephen A asked that question, the first time I saw this clip, their response, I reacted exactly the same way you just did. He never asked you about. Yeah, he asked you. It's a yes or no question.
Thank you.
Or it's a very simple and clear question. So the answer is straight to the point. No, this is bullshit. You got.
Look at.
Yeah. Okay, first of all, there's another clip that Stephen A. After this whole kind of thing, the dust settled here, and a couple more comments were made. There was a one-on-one between Stephen A. and this chick in the green jacket. What's her name again? Monica McNutt. That name, McNutt. But yeah, he annihilated her in that video because eventually we saw where this was going.
Is it a separate video? Or?
It's a separate video, yeah. Yeah, but anyways, obviously Stephen A. was still dancing around on the fence a bit. But the question he was asking them initially that they weren't trying to address, he was obviously trying to, just like I was saying earlier, where the whole shit started from.
Yeah.
Again, it's not about white or black, but it's about these 2 particular white and black girls.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, because that's why I had to go back for context purposes. It's going to start from their high school, because that's where this all started from.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I said again before, a lot of people fouled in Reese before, way 10 times harder than what that girl did to her, Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
She just gets up and gets on with the game. But because it's Caitlin Clark that she has so much hatred for, the question was simple initially. Do you think they have any love or like for each other?
Yeah.
And they started talking about bullshit that wasn't really what he asked them.
Yeah.
The point of the matter is, they don't like each other. We all know Caitlin Clark, and Reese hated this girl, but at this point, she doesn't have to like you back because it's the same energy you're giving, you're going to get back.
Yeah.
But most importantly, when I know I'm better than you, if that's how you want to play, I don't need to like you. Do you know what I mean? The whole world can see my stats. They can see the figures, the numbers I'm putting up. They can see the bombs I'm putting on the seats. Do you know what I mean? If you look at the amount of people that come and watch, because these girls are saying they've called it, one of these girls called both of them was 2 megastars. I mean, if Angel Reese is a megastar, we know she's not a megastar because of basketball.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying to you? We know she's not a megastar because of her basketball playing abilities or whatever. You know, so if you say she's a household name, good for you, but she's not that because she's a basketball player. We know why Caitlin Clark is a superstar, is a megastar because of what she does on the basketball court. You know, numbers speaks for itself, the stats speaks for itself, the sold out seats every time she plays speaks for itself.
Yeah.
They panned around the camera. I saw one clip where they panned around. You can see the Chicago Sky games.
Yeah.
But back to back, they lost over 25 points. Back to back. You know what I mean? So your so-called franchise player, I don't know if she's a franchise player, but because of her looks, it's the reason they put her in the forefront. She's not that good. She's not a superstar. She's nowhere near a superstar. Not in basketball terms anyway. Maybe if she started OnlyFans or her so-called podcast that she does, where she invites people, mostly only black people, to come and tell her how good they think she does on the basketball.
We covered that. Exactly. Like,
yeah, so absolute bullshit, if you ask me. Yeah, man, that's my take on that.
It's unfortunate. You know, we talked about it. I said, look, you started a podcast, episode 1. You talked about Caitlin Clark spills the tea. You couldn't even put her in the title. You couldn't even invite her to the podcast. As I told her, and
you know what I would have done for her?
Invite her to the podcast. She will come. She doesn't have a choice. She does not have a choice. It would have been such a moment that will propel that. It will propel that channel. Then it will even dispel all this nonsense together.
Yes, this is going on right now.
Bro, that video would have gotten nothing less than 10 million views. And trust me,
I agree.
going into a WNBA season, it would have really boosted the popularity and all that. You understand? But they don't get it. It's all black, all niggers and baby mamas, and that's like. So Stephen A was saying that white people were hating on her. What does that mean? When it's just anonymous faces on Twitter and Instagram, but somehow they know it's white people, no problem. But if she had brought Caitlin to her show and sat down with her and talked with her, oh, you can't see me. Oh, what do you like? Oh, I used to watch WWF. Oh, what do you used to watch? I used to watch my father go to prison. Okay, fine. Oh, that was unnecessary. But the point is that the people who were hating on Angel Reese will be able to see another type or another aspect of her through the civilizing atmosphere that Caitlin Clark would have brought to her show. Then she can see a different side, and her fans can see a different side, and the black people will see a different side of Caitlin, and then there will be harmony. So even if there's a so-called rivalry, it won't be the negative aspects will be less pronounced, and it will just be focused more on the game. But I guess people don't like that kind of shit. People just want to speculate about race and all that stuff. So whatever. That's what sells, and that's what generates controversy.
Facts.
Ooh.
I think we've more than covered this topic.
Yeah. There is one time.
We're done now. Let's
Dancing and stripping, you see where I'm at. I like to see hoes get naked. Swing on pole. Nigga, I don't want to see no long-legged, giraffe, long-neck asshole. Them hoes ain't appealing to me. Now, them little short point guards, they're still kind of fine, but nigga, I know for a fact, most of them is bull daggers, lesbians, stud bitches, and bisexual bitches. And they gonna pressure and bully the straight girl to go gay. One woman left the NBA, I can't think of her name. She said, man, they was pressuring me and bullying me to suck on my pussy. So them hoes is bullies. She act like this, especially the white fans. Even Shaq tried to give her a little hint and told her go dunk in your panties. Shaq didn't get no backlash.
I mean, well, I get it. They only get paid $75,000 a year, so you have to market yourself outside of basketball to get that
pussy. Sell pussy.